problems with this team right now?
There's a few of them, obviously. I think selfishness, but not in a, I don't want to think that it's in a bad way. I don't think guys are being selfish intentionally, but they're thinking too much, or they're allowed to think too much on themselves than on the team. You know, we gotta get stops as a team. We gotta get good shots as a team. If we don't do that, it's ripple effect that it just, you know, it's hard to stop. Once, you allow some things to happen. It's just hard. It's hard. You know, defense doesn't work if it's 4 out of 5 guys or 3. I mean, most of the times it's 2, but sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 4. Sometimes it's 5 guys. We get stops for maybe 10, 12 minutes, but it's not enough. It's not enough, and it's no consistency. So it's going to be really hard to win consistently. You know, you might win games every now and then. You might even stay at 500, but that's not enough. That's not what we built here for 10 years. That's not it. That's not what we stood for. And it's to me it's embarrassing and sad.
Is it difficult to maintain the positivity, to feel, to try to keep going?
Yeah, I mean, I went to the back and stood there for 20 minutes trying to think of what to say to you guys, and the only thing I can say is apologize. Apologize, because that's not what our fans are used to seeing. And it's just, we got to figure it out. The only way I know how to do that is working, getting back to work, helping the players. There's a lot of new guys that haven't been a part of this. But it's, the mindset that we always had, the accountability that we always had, the mindset of one-on-one challenge and trusting the guy behind you. That right now it's not there, and that's the hardest part for me to swallow. The trust. I mean, you can deal with guys not knowing yet, or but you want to see a little bit ahead, which I don't do often, and you need at least to have that mindset of trying to learn and being team first and executing simple plays. We have 3 plays, maybe 4, so it's not that many to remember.
Is this a test of the culture that you guys have built here over the years? And because there's a lot of new faces that haven't been a part of that.
I don't recognize what we built over so long, and it might be time for us to, obviously you always have to evolve. You cannot play like you played in 2013. You got to evolve and adapt to the game. But there's some things that gotta stick and are necessary to win. And right now, those are not there. Right now, we don't have those things, and it's holding your teammate arm and holding them accountable and helping them, and knowing that you have their back no matter what. And we got to put the guys in that position. So trust is built. And basketball's a funny thing. If you do that, nobody takes care of you later on. Like that guy that you had his back, next play he might have your back, and most of the times he will do that. It just happens that way. It's just the way basketball, team sports, tend to do that. And we have to promote that. It's not something you have to reward it when it happens, and I think you have to hold guys accountable when those things don't happen. Right now, I think too often it's not happening.
Well, what would you say is the biggest obstacle to kind of building the chemistry that approximates what you remember?
I don't know. I can't put my finger on one thing. I don't think it's one thing. I think it's multiple things that lead, they're all tied to each other. What I tell you is that everybody has to look in the mirror because that's how things get solved. You have to look in the mirror and know what you need to do and do it every night. And if you don't do your part, I don't care how many fingers we point at each other, that doesn't help. You got to do your part first. You got to be honest with yourself.
Marc, how much of this disconnect that you're describing is related to the fact that you were trying to keep that second unit together for so long, waiting for the starters to come back? This new rotation, is that factoring into this at all? Or?
That sounds like an excuse to me. I mean, it would. I mean, I never accepted those. I never. Doesn't matter. Like any guy that plays in the game, win 1 minute, which is really hard to play small minutes. And a lot of guys are being thrown from. We had Jarrell that went from starting to playing the G League last night. A lot of guys are being shuffled and in different positions, and it's hard. I understand that. Not all the guys are going to play 35 minutes, and they're going to know exactly what minutes they're going to play. But if you're thrown in the mix, you're expected to do something. That's play defense. That's the only thing that you can always can account for. Is having your guy one-on-one, communicating whatever action is happening, and that you can do. We cannot ask everybody to make 5 threes a game. We cannot ask everybody to have 0 turnovers, 10 assists. We cannot ask for that because there are games that those things are not going to happen. But to have the responsibility defensively, that's just your job, man.
Has this been coming? Was it exacerbated by Mike not being here? Has this stuff been coming? Was it laid there tonight more?
I think, when Mike was playing too, we had some of the same issues. Obviously, we have more consistency because with Mike we've been playing a little bit longer, and he has, obviously, he understands a little bit more, obviously, what we do, and takes it probably more serious. But you could see the last 2 games that we lost with Mike on the floor. It was a build-up. Even sometimes when we win, like these things happen. Maybe not as often, maybe are overseen, but you got to nip it in the bud and don't allow it.
Everybody good?
Thanks.
Thanks, Marc.
Yep.
Thanks, Marc.